Judges chapter 1. After the passing of Joshua, the Israelites inquired of the Lord, asking, "Who will lead us against the Canaanites first, to fight against them?" The Lord replied, "Judah shall lead the way. I have delivered the land into their hands." Judah then said to his brother Simeon, "Come with me into my allotted territory, and let us fight against the Canaanites. In turn, I will accompany you to your land." So Simeon went with him. Judah launched an attack, and the Lord handed the Canaanites and Perizzites over to them. They defeated 10,000 men at Bezek. They encountered Adonibezek at Bezek and fought against him. They defeated the Canaanites and Perizzites. Adonibezek fled, but they pursued him, caught him, and cut off his thumbs and big toes. Adonibezek said, 70 kings with their thumbs and big toes cut off used to gather food under my table. Now, just as I have done, God has repaid me." So they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died there. The children of Judah fought against Jerusalem, captured it, put it to the sword, and set it on fire. Afterward, the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites living in the hill country, the Negev, and the foothills. Judah also fought against the Canaanites in Hebron, formerly known as Kiriath-arba, and they defeated Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai. Then Judah marched against the inhabitants of Debir, formerly known as Kiriath-sepher. Caleb said, "Whoever attacks and captures Kiriath-sepher, I will give my daughter Achsah to him as a wife." Caleb's younger brother Othniel, son of Kenaz, captured it, and Caleb gave his daughter Achsah to him as his wife. As she came to Othniel, she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. As she dismounted from her donkey, Caleb asked, "What do you want?" She answered, "Give me a blessing. Since you have given me land in the Negev, give me springs of water." So Caleb gave her both the upper and lower springs. The descendants of the Kenite, Moses' father-in-law, went up from the city of palms with the people of Judah to the wilderness of Judah in the Negev near Arad. They went and settled among the people. Judah also went with his brother Simeon, and they struck down the Canaanites living in Zephath and completely destroyed it. The city was therefore named Hormah. Judah captured Gaza with its territory, Ashkelon with its territory, and Ekron with its territory. The Lord was with Judah, and they took possession of the hill country. However, they could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley because they had iron chariots. They gave Hebron to Caleb, as Moses had promised. He drove out the 3 sons of Anak from there. Yet the Benjaminites did not drive out the Jebusites living in Jerusalem. To this day, the Jebusites live among the Benjaminites in Jerusalem. The house of Joseph also attacked Bethel, and the Lord was with them. The house of Joseph sent spies to Bethel, formerly known as Luz. The spies saw a man coming out of the city and said to him, "Show us the entrance to the city, and we will treat you kindly." So he showed them the entrance, and they struck down the city with the sword but released the man and his entire family. The man went to the land of the Hittites, built a city, and named it Luz. That is still its name today. However, the tribe of Manasseh did not drive out the residents of Beth-shean and its villages, or Tanakh and its villages, or the residents of Dor and its villages, or the residents of Ibleam and its villages, or the residents of Megiddo and its villages. The Canaanites refused to leave this land. When Israel became stronger, they made the Canaanites serve as forced labor but did not drive them out completely. Ephraim did not drive out the Canaanites living in Gezer, so the Canaanites lived among them in Gezer. Zebulun did not drive out the residents of Kitron or Nahalal, so the Canaanites lived among them and served as forced labor. Asher did not drive out the residents of Akko or Sidon, or Alab, Aksib, Helba, Aphik, or Rehob. The Asherites lived among the Canaanites who were living in the land because they did not drive them out. Naphtali did not drive out the residents of Beth-shemesh, or the residents of Beth-anath. They lived among the Canaanites who were living in the land, but the residents of Beth-shemesh and Beth-anath served as their forced labor. The Amorites forced the Danites into the hill country, and did not allow them to come down into the valley. The Amorites also continued to live on Mount Heres and Aijalon and Shaalbim. Yet when the house of Joseph became stronger, the Amorites were made to serve as forced labor. The border of the Amorites ran from the Ascent of Akrabbim, from Selah upward.